We're going to start on our backs in supported Supta Baddha Konasana. So if you have blocks, that would be great. And you'll bend your knees, place the soles of the feet together. And if you've got blocks, you can just place them underneath your thighs here. Give yourself a little support. If not, that's totally fine too. You don't have to have them. They're just kind of nice as you start to open up here. And just start to settle in here. Maybe tuck the shoulder blades down the back. Let the eyes soften. And perhaps shut if you want them to. Arms just going to be at your side with palms facing up. And start to tune into the breath. Noticing all the ways the chest and belly expand as you breathe in deeply through the nose. And how everything deflates as you exhale. To lengthen in your inhales and exhales. And again, move them through your nose if you haven't done so already. Let the space around your eyes soften as though you're just sleeping. And on your next inhale in, let's notice the count of your inhale. As you exhale, notice the count of your exhale. A little bit different today. Instead of trying to find equal lengths on the inhales and exhales, try to extend out your exhale just a little bit longer than your inhale in. You breathe in to a count of 4 and breathe out to a count of 5 or 6. Really trying to fully let everything out on the exhale. Just let go of any distractions from the day and settle into this space here together. As a reminder, just move today with where your body will take you. It's a couple of hard things that we'll be doing today, but just go as far as your body is comfortable with. I'll give options for sure. And they're always optional. Let's take one last deep inhale in through the nose. And then through the mouth this time, let it all go. Go ahead and let your eyes open here and bring some movements back to your fingers. And then with your hands, remove the blocks and push your thighs up to bring your knees back up and the soles of the feet on the ground. So now you're gonna bring your arms down by your sides here, right by the hips. We're just gonna do some simple little shoulder things to start here. So inhale, lifting the arms up overhead. And then exhale, bring the pinky edge of the finger down to the mat by your hips. Inhale the arms up overhead, bringing the thumb side down to the floor above you. And then bring the hands back down. This time bring the arms up overhead and stop with the fingertips facing the ceiling. And then exhale, you're gonna turn your palms to face down towards your feet. And cactus your arms, bringing the elbows down to the mat or to the floor. Inhale the arms back up overhead, and then exhale to cactus. And this time, press the elbows into the mat a little bit. Inhale, both arms up overhead, and then bring your right arm across your body here, keeping the right shoulder blade plugged into the floor. Take your left hand and hook it around your right forearm, or left forearm around your right forearm. And then just kind of pull it in a little bit, feeling a stretch across the back of the shoulder here. And the tricep and the deltoid. Nice deep inhale in. And exhale, go ahead and release. Bringing the other arm across the body. Hooking it with your right elbow across the left forearm. And try to keep that left shoulder plugged into the mat here. And also try to keep the left arm as straight as you can. Start to pull in the arm, still trying to keep that left shoulder blade plugged into the mat. Take one last deep inhale in here. And then exhale, go ahead and release. Place your hands behind your thighs and start to roll up and down your spine until you make your way to a seat with your feet down in front of you. Knees are bent, soles of the feet on the ground. Let's place our hands underneath our shoulders with our fingertips facing behind us. And then we're going to do some reverse tabletops here. So we're going to press into the soles of the feet, press into the palms of the hands, and start to lift the seat up. And then exhale, bring the seat back down. Inhale, we're going to flow back into it, bringing the seat up. Maybe the gaze goes up overhead. Exhale, tuck the chin, bring the seat down. Inhale, you're going to lift up, and then this time you're going to hold for a breath round out. Take another breath in, and then we're going to let the seat come down to the mat. Switch directions of your fingers so that the fingers are facing in, the fingertips are facing in towards your seat. And we'll do that just again with the fingers in the other direction. So inhale to lift the seat up. Exhale, bring the seat back down. Press through those palms and the fingers as you lift the seat up. Maybe the gaze comes up overhead. Exhale it down. Inhale up, and this time we'll hold for a breath round. Taking an inhale, exhale here. Inhale it in. And then exhale, bring the seat down, sweep your feet around, and we're gonna come to a normal tabletop. Oh man, help if I had my notes here. So inhale, we're gonna start here just with some circles. Some small circles here, just going around. And then we're gonna reverse directions. Keep the base of the index finger on the ground. And then come back to a neutral spine here. We're gonna do a few cat-cows here. So inhale to drop the belly, lift the chin up. Exhale to round the spine, tucking the tailbone, and then tucking the chin. Do a few more on your own breath rounds here, and I will be right back. All right. Inhaling, you drop the belly, lift that chin up, gaze comes up overhead, and then exhale, rounding your spine, tucking that chin in as far as it can go, really pushing the ground away. One last time, we're gonna lift the chin up, drop the belly, and then exhale, rounding the spine. Let's make our way back to a neutral spine here. And we're gonna do some shoulder blade work here. So we're gonna keep the rest of the body as still as you can. So engage the belly, press through the hands, and we're gonna inhale and open and isolate just the movements of our shoulder blades. So inhale, bring the shoulder blades up, or the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades together, dropping the chest down. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, keeping them together, and then press the shoulder blades away from each other as they're at the bottom of your back. Inhale, keep them separated, bring them up towards your ears. And then exhale, bring the chest down, drawing the shoulder blades together. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, push the shoulder blades away from each other. Switching directions from here, draw the shoulder blades in towards each other, keeping them down the back. Inhale, bring them up towards your ears. Exhale, press the shoulder blades away, and then draw them down the back. Bring your seat back to sit on your heels, and then place the tops of the hands on the mat in front of your knees. Just kind of getting a little stretch through the back sides of the wrists here. Place the palms on the ground and then sort of lean forward, getting a stretch on this side here. And then bring the seat back, coming back to tops of the hands on the mat. We'll be doing a lot of shoulder, hand stuff today. So if at any point during this, your wrists start to feel a little bit weird or just like tired, you can come out and just do a little bit of wrist work. So kind of sitting on your heels and just draw some circles with your wrists. Switch directions. And then we're gonna make our way back to our tabletop position here. So neutral spine, tone the belly, and on your inhale, you're gonna lift your left arm up in front of you, right leg back behind you. Exhale it down. Inhale the right arm up in front of you, left leg back behind you, keeping the belly toned. Exhale it down. Left arm, right leg, lift it up. Really lift through those glutes. Exhale down. Inhale the right arm up, left leg back. Exhale it down. Inhale that left arm up, right leg back, and we're gonna hold. Taking an exhale out. Inhale in, and then on your exhale, you're gonna bend your right knee, sweep your left hand behind you, grab the top of your right foot with your left hand. Take a moment to settle and tone the belly and take an inhale in. And as you exhale, start to kick into your left hand with your right foot, lifting your right knee up as high as you can. Holding it for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release, bringing the left hand back down, left knee back down. Inhale the right arm up, left leg back. Exhaling here. Take an inhale in, and then as you exhale, bend your left knee, sweeping your right arm around, grabbing the top of your left foot with your right hand. Take an inhale in here to settle. And as you exhale, start to kick into your right hand with all of your might, lifting the left knee up as high as you can go. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Bringing the hand and knee back down, and you're gonna make your way all the way down to your belly. Keeping the hands underneath the shoulders, we're gonna inhale and lift the torso and head up, drawing the shoulder blades together and tractioning the hands back. Exhale it down. Keep your forehead on the mat, and we're gonna bend both knees in towards the glutes, and then grab the tops of the feet with your hands, making that connection and then settling in. Take a nice deep inhale in, and as you exhale, you're gonna start to kick into your feet as you lift your torso and your head and your knees, coming into full bow pose. Holding it here for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release the legs back down, forehead down. Releasing the feet, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Actually, we're going to make a little triangle with our forearms in front of us. So make a fist with your left hand, and you're gonna wrap your right hand around your fist. so that you've got like a little triangle right underneath your head with your forearms and your fists. Tuck your toes. And on your next inhale, you're going to lift up, coming into a forearm plank. Nice strong plank here, really lifting up through the backs of the knees, engaging the glutes, engaging the thighs, the quads. Nice deep inhale in and exhale out. On your next inhale, you're going to bring your right knee to your right tricep or towards it, and then exhale it back. Inhale, left knee, left tricep, exhale it back. Right knee, right tricep on your inhale, exhale it back. Left knee, left tricep, exhale it back. Right knee to the right tricep, exhale back. Left knee to left tricep, exhale back and hold. Take an inhale in here as you ground into your left forearm. And as you exhale, you're going to roll up onto the outside of your left foot, bringing the right arm up overhead, coming into a side plank. If you need a little bit more support here, you can bring the right toes in front of your left leg, bending the right knee. But on our inhale, we're going to reach the arm up overhead, lifting the hips up as high as you can. Exhale, bring the hips down, the arm down. Inhale, the arm up overhead, lifting the hips. Exhale, the hips down, arm down. Last time, inhale the arm up overhead, lifting the hips up. Exhale, bring the hips down, hand down, turn back onto the toes, switching sides, rolling off onto the outside of the right foot, left arm overhead, all your weight into your right forearm. Inhale, lift the hips up, arm comes over. Exhale, hips down, hand down. Inhale, lift the hips up, arm overhead. Exhale, hips down, hand down. Inhale, last time, arm up overhead, lifting those hips up. Exhale, the hip down, hand down. Come back to center, knees to the outside edge of the mat. Make your way to a child's pose. Head down, seat down towards the heels. Find your breath again. Lengthening out the inhales and the exhales. Then bring your torso and body up. And we're going to come back to that same position here. So make a fist with your right hand this time, wrapping it with your left. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, come to your forearm plank here. Take an inhale in to really strengthen, tighten. And then as you exhale, start to walk your feet towards your hands as you push your forearms away from you. So you're pushing your seat up and back behind you, bringing your forehead down to the mat as you slowly walk your feet in, coming into dolphin pose. So you should really just be pushing a lot with your shoulders here into the forearms, holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, bring them down to the mat, make your way to a tabletop pose. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the chin up. Exhale, cat pose, rounding the spine. Inhale to drop the belly, lift that chin up. And then as you exhale, you're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Our first down dog of the day, so pedal your feet out if that feels good. You don't have to, you can come right into your down dog if you want. Really, you can make any little movements you want here in your down dog to kind of help loosen yourself up. On your next inhale, we're going to bend our knees, look to the front of the mat. And as you exhale, walk your feet to meet your hands in a forward fold position. Half lift is coming on the inhale, nice long spine, shoulder blades together. Exhale, hinge and fold, belly to thighs. Keep your left fingertips on the ground, bend deep into your left leg as you turn open to the right, bringing the right arm up overhead. Exhale, right hand down, bend deep into the right knee as you straighten the left leg, bringing the left arm overhead. Exhale it down. Inhale the right arm overhead, bending deep into that left knee, straighten the right leg, and then exhale down, bend deep into the right knee, straighten the left, bringing the left arm overhead, and exhale down. Half lift is on the inhale, and on your exhale, we're coming to a chair pose. Seat goes down and back behind you, bending the knees, arms up overhead, nice toned belly here. Trying to drive the tailbone down towards the back of the mat. One last inhale in, and as you exhale, come to standing, arms by your side. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. This time come up to your tippy toes. And then exhale, hinge and fold, belly to thighs. Half lift is on the inhale. And as you exhale, step or float to meet your hands. Step or float to a plank and move through a vinyasa. Or, as always, you can just skip it and come to down dog. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of the mat. And as you exhale, step or float to meet your hands in a forward fold position. Half lift is coming on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead, coming all the way up to those tippy toes this time. And exhale, arms by your side. Take an inhale in here. And exhale to ground. Inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up overhead, coming up to those tippy toes again. Exhale, we're coming to chair pose. Seat goes down and back behind you, bending the knees. Tone the belly here, maybe tuck the tailbone a bit to get it drawing down towards the back of the mat. Gaze should be just in front of your mat here. Nice deep inhale in. And as you exhale, hinge and fold. Half lift is on the inhale, drawing the shoulder blades together, nice long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float to a plank pose. Moving through your vinyasa on your breath rounds here. Any option you want. You can always come to the option of your down dog only. Inhale our right foot up and back behind you. Exhale through to a low lunge. Plant your back foot at an angle, rise up. You're coming to a warrior one. Exhale, settle those hips. Square your shoulders to the front of the room here. Take a nice deep inhale in. And as you exhale, notice the outside edge of your back foot and the ball mound of your front foot and try to press them away from each other. Nice deep inhale in. And then as you exhale, we're gonna hinge and fold, framing your front foot. Step back to plank, move through a vinyasa, or you can meet me in down dog land. Inhale the left foot up and back behind us. Exhaling through, low lunge. Plant your back foot at an angle, rise up. Warrior one on the left leg. Exhale, settle those hips down a little bit more. Keep those shoulders square to the front of the room. Take a nice deep inhale in here, and as you exhale, press through the outside edge of that back foot as you press into the ball mound of the front foot. Notice any changes with your torso here, and try to keep those shoulders square to the front of the room. One last inhale in, you guys are doing great. Exhale, hinge and fold, framing your front foot. Step back to plank, move through a vinyasa, or as always, down dog is always an option. On your next inhale, you're gonna bend your knees, look to the front of the mat. And as you exhale, you can step or float and meet your hands in a forward fold. Head hangs heavy. Half lift is on your inhale, nice long spine here. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead as you bring your torso up, coming up to those tippy toes. And then exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. So we're gonna bring our feet, your heels will be underneath your hips here. Toes will be at the outside edge of the mat at about a little bit of an angle here. So you can see there, the heels are under the hips, toes are at an angle. So let's bring our hands to heart center here. Take a nice deep inhale in and trying to keep the spine nice and long. You're gonna bend into the knees, bringing the seat down behind you. And then bring the elbows on the insides of the knees or the triceps on the insides of the knees, whichever is available. And we're coming to Malasana. Feel free to kind of rock back and forth here. If you find a little sticky spot and you want to give it a little bit more attention, you're more than welcome to do that as well. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to place our hands down, and you have the option of stepping or floating back to plank here. So you can press into your hands and kind of hop back into a plank and go through a vinyasa, or you're more than welcome to just step back and do the same thing. Wall meet in downward facing dog. On your next inhale, you're going to lift the right foot up and back behind you. Exhale, we're going to scorpion the dog, stacking the hips, bending the right knee. Let the right leg go heavy. Inhale, back up to a three-legged dog. Exhale through, low lunge. Plant that back foot at an angle, rise up to a warrior one. Exhale to settle those hips down. Square your shoulders to the front of the room. Make sure you're all stacked up and looking good here. Knee is over the front ankle, or I should say right knee over the front ankle. And keep pressing through the outside edge of that back foot and the ball mound of the front foot. Take an inhale in, and as you exhale, we're going to fly our arms next to us and hinge and fold over. Inhale, we're going to rise up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge and fly. Inhale the arms back up. And then exhale, hinge and fly, and we're going to fold or hold here. Gaze should be just over the top of your mat. And then really reach or lift the back arm up as high as you can here, reaching the backs of the hands up towards the ceiling. We're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to transition to an extended side angle here. So we're going to turn our torso to the left, bringing the right elbow on top of that right thigh, or you can bring it on the inside of the right thigh, bringing the fingertips down to the mat. Left arm is overhead, and we're trying to stack the shoulders here. Keep pressing through that ball mound of the front foot, outside edge of the back foot. And then you have an option to bind here if you want. So you can bring that left elbow and hand behind the back, right arm under the right leg, finding the fingers. And if you're here, take a nice deep inhale in. You're always welcome to just stay in your extended side angle too. Nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, roll the left shoulder up. Maybe the gaze goes up overhead as well, over the left shoulder. One last deep inhale. And as you exhale, release the hands and rise up to a warrior two. Inhale, you're going to shift your weight forward. Exhale, we're going to reverse our warrior, bringing the right arm overhead, left hand to the back leg. Inhale in here. And exhale, you're going to windmill your arms back around, framing your front foot. Step back to a plank. And then move through your vinyasa or make your way right to down dog. Inhale the left foot up and back behind you. Exhale, scorpion that dog, stacking the hips, bending the knee. Back up to a three-legged dog on your inhale, exhaling through, low lunge. Plant that back foot at an angle, rise up on your inhale. Exhale, settle those hips in your warrior one. Keep that left knee tracking over the left ankle. Press through the outside edge of the back foot and the ball mound to the front foot. Nice deep inhale in. And as you exhale, we're going to hinge and fly our arms. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge the torso, fly the arms, lift the backs of the hands up as high as you can. Inhale the arms back up overhead. Exhale, hinge, fly, hold. Lift the backs of the hands up as high as you can go. If I need a little bit more, keeping that hinge and fold over, nice. Really draw the shoulder blades in together here. Nice deep inhale in and exhale out. Last inhale in, and we're rotating to our right this time, coming to extended side angle on this side. Right arm overhead, left forearm to the top of the left thigh, or left fingertips on the inside of the left leg. Nice work, everyone. Looks great. You have the option to bind here if you want. So bend the right elbow behind the back. Bring the left arm underneath the left leg, finding your fingers. And if you're here, take an inhale in. And as you exhale, try to roll that right shoulder up and open it up more to the right. Maybe the gaze goes up overhead. Nice work, everyone. You guys are doing great. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and release your bind, lifting the torso up. Come into warrior two, arm out long in front of you and behind you. Make sure the shoulders are stacked over the hips here. Nice deep inhale and exhale. And on the next inhale, you're going to reach your left arm forward as far as you can go. Exhale, hinge the body backwards, bringing the left arm up overhead. Right hand comes down to the right leg behind you, reversing your warrior. Nice deep inhale in here. And as you exhale, we're going to windmill our arms around, framing your front foot. Step back to plank. Move through a vinyasa, or meet me in down dog. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of the mat. As you exhale, walk your feet to meet your hands in a forward fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead, coming all the way up to your tippy toes. And exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. We're going to turn to the right side of our mat, take a nice wide step out. And then your feet are going to be at an angle here. So we're going to start with our hands on tops of our thighs with the wrist side in. So your fingertips are facing behind you, and bend into the knees, bringing the seat down behind you. And then just rock back and forth. Opening up that inner line a little bit here. And of course, you're welcome to stop on any sticky points and give it a little bit more attention here. Or if you like to ride the rocking, rock on. Let's come back to center. Then bring your hands to heart center as you keep your knees bent and the seat down. Straighten the spine up as high as you can go here. Take an inhale in, and then as you exhale, we're going to open up to the cactus arms here. And you're more than welcome to stay here, or you can come up onto those tippy toes to come into that full expression here. If you do that, try to bring the seat down a little bit further behind you and down. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, bring the heels down, hinge and fold over, and then bend deep into the left leg. We're coming to Skandasana to the front of the mat. So straighten the right leg, right toes draw back towards the right shin. You can come up onto those left toes or keep that whole sole of the foot on the ground. Deep inhale in. As you exhale, we're gonna go to the back of the mat, bending deep into the right knee, straightening the left. Left toes draw back towards the left shin. Come back to center here. Both legs are gonna be long. Hands underneath the shoulders. And then we're gonna heel toe our feet in together. Come into that same kind of wide stance position with our feet out at an angle. Come into Malasana again. So hands will come together. Bring the seat down behind you. And then the triceps on the insides of the knees here. So we've got, we're gonna play with a little bit of crow pose here. So if you don't wanna do crow, that's totally fine. You can stay in this position and just enjoy it and hang out. If you wanna come to crow, I mean, also the option is just to kind of rock back and forth into just getting into the crow position, just to kind of get the feel for it. Or you can come into crow if you want to. And if you want to do that, bring the palms down, spread the fingertips out wide in front of your feet. Lift the seat up first, and then bring your shins to your triceps here and bend deep into your arms. Come up onto your tippy toes and then start to lean forward, pushing your feet or pushing up as far as you can, coming up to the last toe, and finally lifting the feet up if that's available to you. Curling the fingertips in helps a little bit here. And then just play around with it for a little while here. I'll come and see how y'all are doing. Nice, Matt. Nice, Johnny. Oh, nice. All right. Good job. Nice work, Elise. Psalms, you're doing great. Keep at it. Play around for a little bit. And the other variation you can do too, if you want to try that, is to place your knees actually on your triceps. It's a little bit more difficult, but I feel like it's also a little more stable if you get there. So it's the exact same thing. You just bend deep into the elbows. Lift one toe up at a time. And then keep your gaze just right in front of you. All right. Nice job, everyone. Let's come back out of it, roll the wrists out, give the wrists a little bit of a break here. You guys did awesome today. Nice work. Proud of y'all. All right. Let's come back to standing at the top of the mat here. Take a nice deep inhale in and exhale out. Inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up overhead, coming up to those tippy toes. Exhale, hinge and fold, bending the knees. Half lift is coming on that inhale, nice long spine. As you exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank, moving through your vinyasa or meeting me in down dog. On your next inhale, you're going to bend your knee, you're going to lift your right leg up and back behind you, and exhale, you're going to scorpion the dog, bending the knee. Back up to a three-legged dog, exhaling through, low lunge. Back foot goes at an angle, inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, we're coming straight to a flying warrior, hinging at the hips. Inhale, back up to your warrior one. Exhale, hinge and fly. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge and fly. And this time you're going to interlace your fingers behind your back here. Start to draw them away from your seat. Now you're going to humble your warrior, really hinging further down. So your torso can be over your right leg, or maybe it comes on the inside here. Inhale, we're going to bring our torso back up, release the hands. And then we're in our flying mode here again. Then as you exhale, start to kick your left toes up off the ground, coming into a warrior three. Arms by your side here, maybe long out in front. Really lift that back leg up as high as it can. Holding it for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release the left foot next to the right, forward fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, frame your front feet, step or float back to plank, moving through vinyasa. Or you can always meet me in down dog. Inhale the left foot up and back behind you this time. Exhale, go ahead and stack those hips, bending the left knee. Back up to three-legged dog on your inhale, exhaling through, low lunge. Back foot goes at the angle, inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, we're coming straight to our flying warrior. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, hinge and fly. Rise up again on your inhale, and then hinge and fly and hold. Bring the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers. Inhale to draw the hands up away from the seat, and exhale, hinge further over, humbling your warrior, letting your head hang heavy. Couple breath rounds here. And then your next inhale, go ahead and release your hands, bring your torso back up to your flying position. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, kick off with your back foot, coming into your warrior three. Straightening the left leg, arms by your side, really lift your right leg up as high as you can, engaging the glutes, the hamstrings. Arms can stay by the side, or they can come out long in front of you. And we're holding here for 3, 2, 1. Hinge and fold over, bringing the right foot to meet the left in a forward fold. Grab opposite elbows here, let the head hang heavy, and maybe rock back and forth. Finding that breath again. Inhale, we're coming to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead as you come to standing, coming up to those tippy toes. And exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. All right, you all can stay at the front of your mats. We're gonna come back to our Malasana stance here again. So heels are under the hips, toes are out wide, hands to heart center. Take a nice deep inhale in, and then exhale, bend into the knees, bringing the seat down behind you. And then triceps on the inside. Couple breath rounds here. And so we're doing one last little big thing here. Last big thing. So if you don't want to do anything more with your torch, that's totally fine. You can stay in Malasana. Otherwise, we're going to work towards getting to Titipasana. So how to do that is you're going to lift the seat up, bring the hands in between the legs, and then place the hands, oh, Kitty, right in the way of my showing here, right on the outsides of the heels here. And then you bend into the elbows as you start to bring the torso down, and then start to bring the seat down, making a little platform with your triceps. Then draw the toes in together and then maybe hover them off the ground here. If you get to this point, that's awesome. This is really hard. And if you get to this point and you want to go further, then you can start to straighten your legs out. Oh, geez. All right. If you all want to play with that, you're totally welcome. If not, you can hang out in Malasana or child's pose, and I'll come a little bit closer so you can see it. Maybe angle my camera a little bit better. So you're in your Malasana. You bring your hands underneath your seat here. And then they're behind your heels, placing the full palm down, and then place your thighs on, maybe it helps to do a side version here. Thighs on the triceps, and then start to bring the feet down. And then you hover your feet off the ground, bringing the toes together. And you can stay here, or you can bring the legs out wide, and boom. It's really hard. If it's too much and you want to come out, you're more than welcome. Give it one last go here if you want. Otherwise, come to sitting on your heels. Just do some wrist rolls here. Good effort, everyone. Nice work. That's a really difficult pose. If you're rolling out your wrists, switch directions. And then bring the knees to the outside edge of the mat. Toes together. Child's pose. We'll be here for a few breath rounds. From your child's pose here, let's walk our hands off to the right as far as you can. Getting that nice stretch through the left side body. Focus your breath on that left side body as you breathe in. And exhale, release any tension there. Let's walk our hands to the left side of the mat now. Feeling that stretch through the right side body. Focusing the breath to that right shoulder area, shoulder girdle, right ribs. Exhale, letting it soften and relax. Come back to center. Press your hand underneath your shoulders, bringing your torso up. Sweep the feet around. We're going to come to a seat with the knees bent, soles of the feet on the ground. Start to hover your legs off the ground, and your arms are going to be in that sort of flying position next to you. We're coming to boat pose. So start to lean your torso back a little bit. And you can keep it here with your knees bent, or if you want to straighten your legs to get some more effort into the core, you're welcome to do that as well. You can always come in and out, kind of bending the knees and then straightening. Wherever you are, we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, soles of the feet to the ground. Wrap your hands around your knees, lengthen through the spine. Take a nice deep inhale in, and as you exhale, we're coming back to our boat pose. Hover the feet off the ground, arms by the side, engage through the belly. Option to keep the knees bent, or you can straighten your legs out here. Holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the legs down, long in front of you. Drawing the toes back towards the shins. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge and fold. Grabbing your feet, your ankles, your shins, whatever's available for you. Just make sure to let the head hang nice and heavy down. bring the torso back up. And then we're gonna make our way all the way to our backs now. Bending the knees, soles of the feet on the ground. Let's hover our legs off the ground here. So our knees are at a 90-degree angle, shins are parallel to the floor. And then start to lift the feet up towards the sky, rolling up the low back, coming to the mid back, and then place your hands on your low back here. Start to straighten your leg, and we're making our way to plow pose. So just be careful of your neck, and just go slowly into this. Sort of walking your hands up your back to help guide you into this position. Only go in as far as feels comfortable for you. If you can get to the point where your toes touch the ground over your head, that's fantastic. If not, that's also fantastic. Just try to straighten the legs. You bring the toes down. We're gonna hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees so the knees come down by the ears. And you can stay kind of in this position if you want, or if you want to try a shoulder stand, start to straighten your legs and walk your hands up further your back. Just be careful with this. You're making kind of a tripod with your elbows and the top of your back. And then just walk your hands up the back until you bring your feet up over your hips and your belly. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. You have the legs all the way up. Start with bending the knees in first, and then slowly start to roll down the spine. Bringing the legs out long, or sorry, actually, let's keep the knees bent. Soles of the feet on the ground. We're gonna do a couple bridges here. Bend the elbows so that the fingertips face towards the ceiling. Palms are facing in towards each other. Elbows are right by your ribs. Then starting at the tailbone, we're gonna roll up the spine. So inhale, lift the tailbone up, and peel the low back up. And peel the mid back up, the upper back, until you get to the shoulders and really press the hips towards the sky. And slowly roll down, starting at the upper back, the mid back, the low back, and finally the tailbone touches last. Rolling up again, we're gonna start with the tailbone, peeling the low back up, peel the mid back, the upper back, and then really press the hips up towards the sky. And then slowly roll back down. Taking that entire exhale to roll down and finally landing on your spine or on your tailbone. If you have a block here and you want to do the supported bridge, that would be fantastic after all that work. If you don't have a block, we're just going to hold in our bridge pose here for a few breath rounds. So we're going to roll up again. And if you have that block and want to place it right underneath your sacrum here and then settle onto it, that's great. If you don't have a block, just come up and then maybe tuck the shoulders under you a little bit and really press the belly and the ribs, or the belly, the low ribs and the hips up towards the sky. Maybe you bring your hands underneath the seat and interlace the fingers. One last deep inhale in. And as you exhale, slowly roll down the spine. The tailbone touches last. Pull both knees into the chest, giving yourself a nice big hug here. And exhale, let the left leg go long. Grab the outside of your right knee with your left hand and roll onto the left hip, bringing the right leg across the body. Right arm goes straight out to the side. Your gaze can be over the right arm or up towards the ceiling. Just breathe here. Go ahead and roll back to center. Pulling both knees into the chest again. And then let the right leg go along this time. Grabbing the outside of the left knee with the right palm. Rolling onto that right hip, bringing the left knee across the body. Left arm goes out long next to you. And your gaze can be up towards the ceiling or over your left arm. Let your eyes soften and maybe shut here if you want. Roll back to center here, pulling both knees into the chest one last time. And then take any final movements here. Maybe a happy baby, kind of whatever you want. Maybe a little archer pose here. And then whenever you're ready, bring the legs out long in front of you. If you need any support or any props or anything, you're welcome to set those up as well. You can place a blanket over the top of you to help keep you warm. Maybe you roll up a blanket underneath your knees to help support the low back. So whatever you need to do to make yourself comfortable here. I like to tuck my shoulder blades down the back. Just find your most comfortable position. Maybe it's not even laying down. Maybe you like to sit instead. That's fine too. Let the eyes soften and shut if that's what you feel like doing. Let any tension go from the forehead and the jaw. Letting the shoulder heads release and fall back towards the floor. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. And just relax and breathe. Start to notice your breath again. Noticing the rise and the fall of your chest and belly as you breathe. And then invite some small movements back to the body. Wiggling the fingers and toes. Rolling out the wrists and ankles. Eventually making your way to your arms, stretching overhead all the way from the fingertips down to the toes. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and bend one knee in at a time. Roll off onto your favorite side, making a pillow with your bottom arm. We'll pause here for a couple breath rounds as we had a pretty decent work here in this class. Take a nice deep inhale in through the nose. Through the mouth, exhale it all out. Last deep inhale in through the nose. And through the mouth, long drawn out exhale. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and press your way up to a comfortable seat. And once you've arrived, just take a moment to notice how you feel. Notice any changes to the body, to the breath, to the mental state. And take a moment of appreciation for your time spent here on the mat tonight. Bring our hands to heart center. Thanks everyone for showing up and sharing your practice tonight. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday evening and week. Thanks so much. Namaste. Oh, thanks everyone. Thanks, Matt. Have a good one. CMO, thanks for coming.
Thank you, Jack.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
Thanks, Jack.
Elise, nice to see you. I'll chat with you in a little bit.
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Sonia. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks for coming. Hopefully it wasn't too terribly difficult.